Oh, how cute. Another one.
Where's the banana? Eat bananas?
No. Oh.
Dude, I want that. That one's a cutie. I want this. Which way you go? Scratch, 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 scratch.
Oh, look at them. They look tired. I like how that one's sitting. Wow.
No.
The Australian koala. Gorgeous. I was actually going to do a premiere because I really don't know if I'm allowed to live in here.
Scratch, scratch, scratch. Woo woo! Here we go. What?
No.
What?
Okay. Well, where's the rest? We've never been out of here, so...
I got the book here.
You got the book? See what else is out here? Where can we see them? Are they in there, are they?
I have no idea.
Oh, look at it all down there.
Wait. I think we can go down there, or
Yeah, we are.
is it that way or that way? That's the car park.
No, I'm here. I'm here, Sarah. We've never been out here, so we'll go and have a look. And go out there. I wonder where the crocodiles are. And the snakes. Hey, Tiger.
You gotta watch the emus though, they peck at you. Red and blue.
Yeah, you are wearing blue. Someone wants to sit there and try to call me when I'm trying to do a live. See, I should have done a premiere. Yeah, Sarah, because someone's trying to call me. Here we go.
Am I wearing the blue?
Yeah, why?
They don't like blue.
Woohoo!
See?
Wow. Hello. I really don't know. I don't know, Tiger Guy. I don't know. I hope Mrs. T Vic BC is going to see this because she really wanted to see the kangaroos.
Oh, the ants though. Watch out the ants.
Yeah, I know. I wonder if I can pat him. You gonna let me pat you? And hopefully crocodiles. Ah, rightio, Tie Guy. So that's who it is. Yeah. He's got blue on.
Look, look.
Oh, look at the...
Look what's he doing. It's gonna... Wait, he did peg him. He doesn't like me either. Look, he's gonna keep pegging at him. Look.
Don't you come over here. Oh my God.
He's pegging at you. He wants you.
Oh mate, I would love Sammy Jones. I think he's coming into season this one. I mean, yeah, right. He's a male.
Oh God, so he's gonna be
Yeah,
be feisty.
yeah, he's funny. He's all right. His peck's all right too. Like you know it. Ow!
He's all right. I'm out of here. Quick.
Are you hiding behind me? Are you?
He just found me interesting right from the word go. I just curiosity with him. He's cool. What is that?
Oh, that was a good one. Oh, I missed it.
They just grab at you. Don't be wrong, I know. He's grabbed me a couple of times earlier and got me.
Look.
Oh.
Ears.
Oh my God.
You know the groom?
Oh my God.
I'm enjoying it. This is crazy. He's funny.
You can have him that way.
He looks like he's just going to bug you.
He's funny as fuck,
Oh,
Look
wow.
at both of them now. Get our
I'm wondering if I can go up to the kangaroo, honey, if it will
Yeah.
allow me. Well, you want to hold this so I can try? I'll see if it will let me go up close. Look at all these ants, though. Just don't kick me, okay?
Should have grabbed and leave.
I should have, hey?
Up top.
No? Don't stand up on me. I don't want to be kicked.
No.
No? Come on.
No.
No. Oh, ants. Gonna grab it?
No. No. Doesn't want you, eh? Look at his front legs.
I'm not worried about the front legs, I'm worried about the back legs. You don't want it? No? No? Doesn't want it.
The ants here. Look at the ants.
I know. I've got one in.
Everywhere.
Okay,
Which one's the naughty one?
we'll go and see if the bigger kangaroo around there, the naughty one, it's right still with him.
No, you're still taking at him.
Oh my God.
That'd be the classic.
I think you have a soulmate.
What are they saying? Keep best area.
Oh, look. Look at the... Woo.
That's a big one.
Yeah. Hello, big buddy. Not that big, but... Are we allowed to go in there? I didn't know if I was allowed to go in there or not.
I don't know.
Hi guys, sorry, I'm not watching me chats. Sorry. Yeah, it won't leave him alone. Look, he's still hanging around him. Yeah.
Banging on legs.
Not bad.
I wonder if he'll let me go up to him. Probably not.
No.
He'll probably get cranky. Yeah. Oh, he's not that big, Ty.
When he stands up.
There's bigger ones than that one, for sure.
I'm interested about emu. Look at the emu. Just look at him.
Yeah, I know. But I want to make sure I get this for Mrs. T, Vic BC. Look at you. I'm a bit eerie about going too close to it. I'm a couple of feet away from it. Sarah, I don't know. I'm iffy because I know they can kick you. And they are very strong. Let's see. Can I give you a pat? Hey? Oh.
Big for us.
Hey?
He'll kick you. You reckon you can get him?
I don't know if I can pat him or not. Hello. Oh. There you go. Mum?
I'll give it a go.
You reckon or not? I don't know. I'm a bit iffy. What if it kicks me? I'll go flying. Yeah, it's a bit hard because I've got my handbag on me plus the screen. If Michael would hold it.
I'll hold the handbag. I gotta watch that emu though. He's pegging it everywhere.
He's with the man. Yes, Sarah, that's my mum. Can I have a pat?
He's not happy.
He's not. Hey, can I have a pat? Oh, you're tired. Can I have a pat? Got some leaves. I don't think you're even bothered, are you? Let me see if I can touch your foot. There we go. Whoop!
Didn't like it, did it?
Nick.
That emu's gonna come and get us now. You watch.
Oh, is the man gone?
No, he's still hanging out there.
Okay. Look, there's more over there. Hey, Mum, we're at the Snakes Down Under out at Childers. I should have asked if you wanted to come. Oh, yeah. Did you see me back off quickly, though, Ty? I only lightly just touched its leg.
That honey M is there, though. You can have him on it.
Nah, is that it there?
Yep. He's going to come to me now, you watch.
Nah, he liked that man. That was his soulmate, I think. What's up here? I don't know.
Oh, that's just the entryway.
Oh, okay.
We're just making it easy for me to walk on.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got to go back this way with the emu. Come on.
I'll get out.
No, come on. Just stay on the other side of me. They're both coming up.
See, he put the peg.
I wanted to pat the koala, but the lady took off.
Look.
Oop, no, it just got scared.
Where's the yowies? Yowies. Come on, yowies.
I don't think so. Thank you.
You're right.
Where's the next show?
I think it's Koala Talk. There's
Oh, yeah, that one just finished. And another one in probably 40 minutes now. 35 minutes.
I'm not too sure. I'm pretty new here. So.
Okay. Thank you. Hey, Multi. The other way, honey. Right. Where's the map, honey, so we know where we're going? Yeah, he's holding my handbag for me, Scott.
Yeah.
See? There it is. Hey, Auditing, how you going? Okay.
Where's the map?
We're going to wait for the koalas again.
We'll be in the crocodile section, hopefully.
I don't know where else to go. That's good, Auditing. I want to see the snakes.
Huh.
What's
in there?
where? What's in?
Snakes.
And over there.
Snakes.
Woohoo!
Are they out?
No, of course they wouldn't be out.
Venomous.
That's where they do the little show, but they're not ready yet. I think that's
In there, are they? Empty.
empty. I can't see anything.
Not a frog. Not a frog.
Mm.
There's a snake there, honey.
Where?
There. There. Can you see the snake?
Oh, yep. I can see the snake. Ooh.
Poisonous. I'm out here, huh?
Why? It's in enclosure, honey. Chicken shit. Oh, what? From his words, they are dropping it all. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Don't pat that. I can't anyway. It's in the enclosure.
Broad-headed snake, it's called.
What is it?
Broad-headed snake.
Broad-headed snake. Okay, where else? Freaking river table. Oh, look, big sausage. Did you see a river table? I made it move. Hey, Multi, how you going? Hello, river table. Hope you're doing well today. Right, we're going to see what's over here.
You're carrying your handbag like a girl, eh?
You want me to grab it now? It's heavy, hey?
Oh, the salt crocodile there, look.
Hey?
Crocodile. The croc.
Yep.
Keep out.
Oh, there it is. Woohoo! Look at you. I was chasing a kangaroo. I don't think they wanted me to pat them. Look at that, guys.
Patted. Lucky this fence is here.
I'm going to go on the other side, get closer. Can we come up here?
Oh, there's another one there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is
It's on the other.
This is the younger.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Still little.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, a little bit more growing to go. Another metre, 2 metres.
Have they had lunch already, have they?
No, 12:30.
12:30?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So we get to watch?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Excellent.
You can watch her, right?
Yeah, she gets. Oh.
The
Oh.
lunch.
No, I'm not going to be the lunch.
I'll just walk away. Whatever happens, happens. Yeah.
What do they have there for lunch? Chicken?
Yes, those Indonesian minor bird and a bit of chook and maybe a bit of rat, a bit of pork.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a few different things. Same younger.
Is that the girl one?
The girl.
The, that one's the girl?
Yes. So she has a nest over there. That's her little nest. Hey, Alex. I thought she was just looking to come through, see if she can come and go into this other enclosure. And she's pretty close to the door here. The door's just there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, you must be wanting to come through.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that happened the other day, and there was a bit of so.
Ooh.
Mm.
That would have been cool to hear.
Yes, it's okay to watch, kind of.
You know, this is the first time I've been this close to a crocodile.
Yeah, right. Well, this and the fence and stuff, so that's pretty cool. That'll do. Yeah. I've wanted to touch one.
You wouldn't touch one?
Yeah, I've wanted to.
Oh, you wanted to?
I was not even blinking, just watching, eh?
Yeah,
I'm going to zoom up a
Yeah.
little bit.
that's all they do. Just watch.
Oh, sunbaking?
Yeah, he's not a bad watcher. He watches too. He watches me clean the pond and mow the grass and all that kind of
Well,
stuff.
you go in there cut the grass.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
went in there yesterday and cleaned the pond. Oh, Wednesday. Sorry, maintenance day is on Wednesday. So.
Do they leave you alone?
Oh, yeah. He's fine.
Wow.
Yeah. Although one day he's probably just working it out. You know. It might be 6 months, it might be 2 years, and then one day he'll decide, oh, today's my chance. So, Amy Younger. Yeah, so he was a little bit different yesterday. He watched me. He usually doesn't care, but he watched.
I won't be going in there.
Amy Younger, it was different. I think it was because we done it after lunch.
Ah, he was already full.
And he thought lunch was coming.
Oh.
Does his lunch. So, yeah.
How old is he?
What are you? 30, 40? 30 or 40. So
Oh.
Steve Irwin caught him about 19, 18.
Steve Irwin caught him?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then he spent a bit of time down Australia Zoo. He used to be a show croc.
Ah.
And he was, yeah. And then he just got put out the back and more or less just forgot about.
Wow.
And then our other croc, he passed away, so Ian got to go down and pick from a croc, and he picked this one.
Okay. And what's his name?
Myunga.
Myunga.
Yeah, he's from Cardwell. Myunga
Oh.
Creek. He's an A1 fisherman. That's why he's here. All the locals were getting shitty because he was taking all the fish.
I can't wait. Oh.
Yeah, you know. No, we can't go fishing there because he's there. Hey, and then they got booted out. Yeah, them blokes are still up there fishing, aren't they, Myunga?
Wow. So 12:30 they have a feed.
Yes, at 11:45 there is a snake show.
Oh, yeah.
The Venomous.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah, sweet. That's what I want to get.
Yes.
So quarter to... Is there
Cool.
times on there?
Uh,
I don't know. They don't have time
shoot
on
on
me.
the back.
So quarter to 12, the
Yeah.
snake show.
Yeah,
So that's 15 minutes away.
and then more or less straight after that is the feeding.
I
it.
really love
The
snake.
feeding.
And then after that, I'll get your snake. You can hold it and get your photo.
Hold up, snake.
Yeah.
Me, I'm gonna hold
The venomous one?
No,
No.
not
What?
the venomous.
Which
it's the
one?
carpet snake.
I'm gonna hold
Python?
snake.
Yeah, it's the carpet snake.
Uh-uh.
I'll get your
I
photo.
will.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I've held him many a times.
Yeah.
No, not me.
He is petrified of snakes.
Why?
I got chased by a snake.
You got, isn't this a tattoo?
I got bitten by a snake. Chased by.
Yeah. Yeah, you got tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got bitten childers over here.
It hurts. That hurts more. I know.
Then a snake bite.
Yeah. I've got some.
Do you buy the poisonous?
No. No.
The pythons are.
No.
No, not python. I'm talking about the other ones.
The browns
the-
and the red bellies and
Them
yellow
ones,
bellies.
yeah,
And...
yeah, them ones though. He must have been a brown snake that chased you.
He's colourblind.
So, well, he would have been dark. Yes.
When you did a snake show, I just watched from 2 minutes
Oh, why?
because my house I got.
Yeah. No, they're alright. They're alright. They're just misunderstood. Gotta remember, they're only this big. Right down here, looking up at a big giant.
They'd be more
Scary.
terrified.
You reckon? Scary. Yeah. Remember, you lay on the ground and look up at all the big people. Their big feet and their shovels and their rakes.
I'll never kill a snake.
Oh no,
Oh, she's...
shouldn't kill anything. I don't know.
She hasn't moved.
Although I'm trying to work out what a mosquito is for.
A mosquito is for...
Like they like try not to kill anything, but mosquitoes. I'm
Ah.
still on the fence.
Oh, they bite everywhere. Just
You know, Ross River or yeah.
And midges. I actually got us smashed up by midges yesterday afternoon up on the beach because
Oh,
we went in
okay.
a little bit
Yeah.
out at Moore Park Beach.
Oh,
we will try to look for the yowies.
where out there?
Yeah, I'll see one there. I'm not joking.
Out there?
Out there,
Yes.
I'll see one.
North
I
Four
swear
Drive
I've
access.
seen one. Even her girls.
My
got chased.
my eldest daughter and my youngest daughter actually got chased by one.
Yes.
Yeah. And
I didn't believe they existed anymore.
Well, my mate, he was driving out. He used to live out here on this mountain, Mount Ganenman, and he reckons he was driving home, and he seen something in like there's a goat paddock there, big open doorway, and he reckons he's seen something.
There is some out there.
Yeah. And then there's a truck driver that he does a little radio interview with someone, and he reckons he's seen it out much the same area.
I've seen it from here.
Ban Springs area.
I've seen
Yep.
I've seen it from here to the white post over there, that
Yeah.
shed there, that far away.
That's all right.
Yeah.
It was scary. I missed out. With the one with my girls, I actually missed out because I was trying to settle my youngest one down. Because the first child, my eldest daughter, she was 21.
Yeah.
And my youngest daughter at that time, she was 9. So, and they usually went up there and mucked around with one another while doing a walk and a jog.
Yeah.
And they got so far up, halfway up to the tip. So if you go the North Full Drive access and go right up to the tip, you can see Myra Caravan.
Yeah, Myra, yeah.
Well, you come back about halfway from that access. That's where they seen it and ended up getting chased. And they rang me on the phone, crying and screaming, running down the beach. My daughters thought it was a huge cow.
Yeah.
But she looked again and no.
It was the old Bigfoot.
And they even seen it. They even seen it on all fours at one stage.
Oh,
so it was up.
So you can.
And then.
Are you in the Yeti group on Facebook? Yeah. There's some Yeti group. I'm in it.
That's the
AYR we are. They done it because they ended up calling us and done a over the phone talk, but then she done it in Sarah, her name is, ended up doing, I think her name is Sarah. It's either Sarah or Stacey. Ended up doing a transcript.
Yeah.
It's on the AYR
website.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Hey.
Australian AY.
I was trying to Yahweh
Research, yes, AYR, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's Dean
I've seen it 2
Harris
times.
and
That's cool.
I seen it in 1992 was I think.
Yeah.
Bellina.
Way
and
back.
I seen way back. Then I seen this one.
Ballina,
I seen this one, and when was it?
2001,
2000.
last
No,
year. 6th of
last year.
January, 2001. Yep,
Cool. Nice.
I missed out.
Oh, that's
Where's-
all right. I'm glad.
Where's the eggs? No eggs in these ones?
Oh, no. So we've taken her eggs out. Yeah, and they've gone back up to Hartley's Crocodile Farm up north. But they were in there, in that mound.
In that mound over there.
Yeah, she's a very, very protective mother.
They have seen a croc down the more part of the beach right at the
Not a
Of
croc,
course.
not a croc. The Tracy
Tracy.
of it, the slide and everything.
They can fucking swim anywhere. Oh, people are crazy.
I haven't swum in the ocean.
No.
I have not, definitely not out at Moore Park.
No, because it's only around the corner from Agnes, and Agnes is around
Yeah,
the corner from
From
Rocky.
Rocky. That's right.
And it's not far for a croc to go, oh, there's a fish. And he starts chasing it. I missed it. Oh, there's another fish. Oh, and he starts chasing it. And he gets a little bit further and further south each time. So,
Oh, he's closing his mouth
He
a
shut
bit
his
now.
mouth.
Yeah.
Yes. They do the regulation of their body temperature with their mouth. So they like to stay around 26 degrees. So when they open their mouth, they're trying to get a little bit more heat or lose a bit of heat.
Oh, okay.
They got coffee there too. Look.
Have they?
Yeah.
Oh, we should
Yeah, it's
go.
only standard coffee. It's nothing special, but it's alright. It's coffee.
11:45.
11:45. The
Snake show.
Yeah.
It's like the Jap pumpkin, just a pumpkin.
Just a pumpkin.
What type of pumpkin's that?
What else we got here? That's it, is it? We want to see the koala, kangaroos.
Emus. The emu was adoring this
Oh,
man.
Emu was going off on that guy.
Oh, was he?
He wouldn't leave him alone.
Yes, they. Oh, she's laying eggs at the moment. Hey, Alice.
Crocs.
Yeah, that's at 12:30. They have a feed.
There's turtles.
Where's the turtles?
Turtles
There.
and tortoise?
And there. And a lizard.
Yes. There we go. She's going to start the show if you.
Oh, she's going to
Yeah.
start it?
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the snake. Can I stay here?
Oh.
Come on.
Jamie's really good. She'll make sure you don't. And if you pass out, she'll probably, you know, look at you for a while and think what she needs. Yeah, girls are pretty good.
Thank you. Come on. Come on. No, come on.
I'm not going to throw any snakes in. I'm going to stay in the arena, I promise.
Come on.
Probably the third one in. You're going to have to wait till we get through the season. All right, so guys, welcome to Snakes Down Under. My name is Jamie. I'm going to be doing the Venomous Snake show for you guys today. Now, for those of you that watched the first snake show, this is a completely different show. These are all new snakes that you haven't seen before in this arena. So we will go through some of the boring rules before we do get started. Black edge around the arena. All good. If you'd like to rest your arms using your hands on top, that's fine. Just don't tangle any body parts in. Okay. And then probably the most important rule is that these snakes that you're about to meet, they get picked up every single day. They're super used to people. They're not afraid of being handled. So when we pick these guys up, it's not a big deal for them. If you guys go out into the bush, pick up the first wild snake you see, what do you think is going to happen?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen. It's going to be a bad day. So what I'm getting at is please don't handle any wild snakes the way you see me handling these guys. Now, these guys are not like the pythons. I don't scoop them up and cuddle them like in the first show. They go straight into the ground. So to get the best look, you probably will need to come right forward. If you're not comfortable with that, you're more than welcome to stay there.
I'm not scared.
Now this first snake, she's actually brand new to doing shows. She's only done a couple of them, so she is a bit more flicky and nervy than some of the other snakes. So you might see her moving around a bit differently to the other guys, a bit faster as well.
Oh, wow.
This is not her being nasty and aggressive at all. It's just her getting a bit of a fright. When snakes first start doing these shows, it's a lot to take on. You know, a big giant animal is picking them up on a stick. It's pretty scary. So it does take a bit of time for them to get used to it. So this is not her being nasty in any way. It's just her trying to figure out what's happening around her. So the more we are in here doing this with this snake, she's soon going to get used to it and she's going to realize, oh, it's actually not scary. They're just going to bring me out, put me in the arena, and I go for a bit of a run around and stretch, that's all. So this beautiful girl, her name is Ali. She is a Mulgus Snake. Now, Mulgus Snakes do get a lot bigger than this girl here. They can actually get to 3 meters long. But probably more impressive than the length of them is the width of them. They're very heavy set snakes, especially when you see them get up to that 3 meter mark. They're very, very stocky. She's so shy. She's got to hide her.
Yeah, she's hiding.
That's it. She's out of here. So Mulgus snakes are found pretty much all over Australia, except for right on the east coast here and down south where it's a bit too cold for them. These guys like quite deserty, dry conditions. So obviously you're not going to see too many of them around here, way too humid. If you go out west, they're pretty common, but they're not one of our most commonly encountered snakes. These guys are really quite shy. She's demonstrating that brilliantly. They don't like to hang around people. They're very, very nervous and shy.
There it is.
So they like to just keep to themselves. chances are if you go out wandering in the middle of the desert, you're probably not going to see one of these guys. You really have to go looking and know what you're looking for to see these guys. Now, Mulgus snakes are venomous like the rest of the snakes in this lineup today, but unlike the other snakes, she doesn't actually place in the top 10 at all. Her venom doesn't quite make the cut. It's not as strong as some of the others, but it's still something you wouldn't want to be bitten by. Mulgus snake venom, it's not fun stuff. Most of her venom is quite myotoxic, meaning it attacks muscle tissue. So when you're bitten by one of these guys, boy, do you know about it. It is super, super painful. Attacks all of your muscles, starts to break muscle tissue down. Really, really sore. Not something you'd want going through your system. Really, really awful. But because of how shy these guys are, bites from Mulgus snakes on humans, they're actually pretty rare. Not many people come across these guys, therefore, not many people get bitten by them, which is pretty lucky for us. Most of the bites that happen from this species are actually Western Australian snake catchers, really, people that deal with them every single day. You know? So not really something we have to worry about here. You're so shy, aren't you, sweetheart? So Mulgus snake venom, even though it's a lot weaker than some of the other snakes we're about to meet, what she lacks in toxicity, she makes up for in quantity. If you have a look at her face, she's got quite chubby cheeks. Now those chubby cheeks are where her venom glands are. So when a Mulgus snake bites into something, they pump a lot of venom in. Their venom does a lot of damage, not only because of the myotoxins, but because of the amount that's pumped in. Now there have been limb amputations recorded from this species. A couple of deaths, but nowadays deaths are pretty unheard of because of the really good anti-venom we have for this species. So not really a big threat to us. So you guys actually might know this snake by a different name. Has anyone ever heard of a king brown snake before?
Yes.
Yeah. This is a king brown. The reason we like Mulgus snake is because, well, I think it sounds nicer, but king brown is pretty misleading. A lot of people hear the name king brown and they instantly assume, oh, it's a really huge eastern brown snake. Not the case at all. These guys aren't related to brown snakes.
Oh, really?
No, not related to brown snakes. They're in the same family, but that's very, very distantly related. So it's kind of like how, what's a good analogy? So
This is the king brown.
this is a king brown, yeah.
Okay.
I actually thought they were darker.
They can be any colour, really. This really light colour that you see her is really common up north, so Winton or Alice Springs. They're really, really light and creamy. We have another one over in the snake house. He's the same kind of yellowy cream colour. Depends on where you go though. The ones in New South Wales, they're kind of a brownish green colour. The ones around St. George in West Queensland, beautiful red colour. They're really, really cool. So it just depends on where the snake is from and what kind of habitats it has to blend into. So they tend to be all types of different colours. So these guys, they're not related to brown snakes, but they are more closely related to red-bellied black snakes. So they're a type of black snake. But because they come in all these weird, wacky colours, a lot of people never have any clue that's in it.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that one.
Yeah. Once you have a look at the face shape and the body shape, if you take colour out of it, you'll notice that they do have some similarities, but you'd have to look pretty closely to see it. All right, sweetheart. Yes, it's all very scary, isn't it? You're okay. So we go nice and slow with our newbie snakes because we don't want them to get too much of a fright. Atta girl. Good work. It's okay, it's just a bit. Forgot my numbers part of that. So she doesn't place in the top 10 at all, but her venom is 25% as toxic as the Indian cobra. I'm going to use that comparison for the rest of my snakes as well. And it's just to give you an idea of where our Aussie venom sits compared to some others across the board. Obviously 25%, we're starting pretty low. As we go up the list, it's going to get higher and higher. Now our next snake is a bit of an oddball compared to the rest of the snakes in the lineup, and such a pretty one.
Ooh.
There you go. Okay, so this is Trina, and this is a death adder. Now, first thing you notice about her is that she's really quite a strange shape for a snake. She's really short and stout, not long and slender like the others. And that's not fat. These guys are solid muscle. They are really, really strong animals. Not really to move away quickly like the other snakes will. They can't slither away from you too fast, but she uses her muscle in a different way. She uses it to strike really, really quickly and accurately at her prey. So instead of moving around, these guys will use that beautiful camouflage on their back to, one, stay hidden from predators, helps to blend them in and makes them invisible really, and they'll also use it to attract their prey. So they sit there, the rest of their body blends in really beautifully, but what they'll do is they'll use their secret weapon. So can everyone see a little yellow tail tip right at the end there? They'll use that kind of like live bait. So a little skink or a tasty frog comes walking nearby, she can smell it. And as soon as it gets close enough, she's going to bring that little tail tip in front of her nose. She's going to wiggle it around just like a worm. A little skink that comes walking past is going to think, oh, awesome, lunchtime, let's go. They come in for a closer look. Sometimes they actually bite onto the Death Adder's tail. But of course, by that point, whack. That's when the Death Adder gets lunch instead. So very different way of hunting, but a really clever way of doing it. These guys can't chase down their prey, so they need to have a very, very fast strike. Death Adders have one of the fastest strikes of any snake alive on Earth today. I'm talking milliseconds. It is super quick. Whenever we feed these guys at the zoo, these ones make you jump every single time. They just sit completely still and out of nowhere, whack. It's incredible. So they do have very good aim as well. They can't really afford to miss their food. Otherwise, then who knows when the next item is going to come walking close enough for them to grab. So they need to get their food first go. In her mouth, she's got some really cool venom too. So Death Adders do place in the top 10. They are the 6th most venomous snake alive on Earth today, and her venom is 1.5 times as toxic as the Indian cobra. Pretty strong stuff, but because of their lifestyle, not doing a whole lot, they don't account for many bites on humans. You can pretty safely walk around Death Adders. They're not just going to strike out of nowhere and try to grab you. You can see right now she couldn't care less. Instead, she's really focusing on staying still and relying on that camouflage. If she moves, guess what? Then I'm going to see her. I could be a predator. I could try to eat her. So she stays nice and still. Most of the bites that happen from Death Adders are when people don't see them because of that camouflage, accidentally step on them or sit on them. So really good reminder that if you do go on a bushwalk or something, stick to the paths. That pattern there, you're going to see it a mile away on a little dirt track. But if you go off the track into the leaf litter, you're going to have no idea that that's sitting underneath. So avoid the whole situation in the first place. Just stick to the paths and don't go walking where a Death Adder might be curled up and waiting for dinner. So these guys have a pretty scary name, right? Death Adder. But it's actually a big misunderstanding. So when European settlers first came to Australia, saw these guys and thought, yeah, they look a bit like our European adders back home, similar body shape. But like I said before, they don't respond to much. So they were originally named Death Adders. Can't hear anything. So of course, through the generations, Death Adder has turned into Death Adder, really big and scary. So a really scary name, but these guys are one of your least scary snakes here in Australia. So long as you don't touch them, not a danger to you really.
Wow.
So in logs, under rocky, under little rocky areas, just
These guys are pretty notorious for sitting kind of out in the open too. They feel more sheltered, like next to a rock with there's lots of leaf to them.
Are they part of the rattlesnake family?
Sorry?
They're part of the rattlesnake family?
They look pretty similar, but these guys, they're in the same family as rattlesnakes, but elapids is that group. But in saying that, all of these snakes behind me are elapids. It's a really big, diverse family. Cobras are part of that family. So you might hear some people say, oh yeah, eastern browns are in the same family as cobras. You must think, oh, they're really closely related. They're not actually that closely related. These guys, a lot of people think that they look quite similar to vipers as well. You guys might have heard of those. They look quite similar, but they're definitely more closely related to our elapids here, our eastern browns, red bellies and things. But yeah, very similar heads on these guys as the other vipers.
and the laying eggs and just abandon the clutch, or they've got a.
So these guys don't lay eggs; they give birth to live young, and it just works better for them. You know, for whatever reason. At some point, they probably would have been egg layers, but they probably found that all the eggs are getting eaten by something else. So one of them evolved to be able to give birth to live young. So the babies are out, they're ready to go. They can just get straight into it. They don't have to worry about being incubated and avoided being eaten as an egg. They can just be a little tiny snake and start hiding straight away, relying on that camouflage. All right.
Right.
You gave me the runaround this morning, didn't you, trying to get out of the enclosure? Bit of a brat. There you go. So this next snake, a bit more energy than the Death Adder. This is Rue. This is a tiger snake. So tiger snakes, probably not thinking of this type of looking snake when you hear the name tiger snake. Or picture tigers as being really brightly coloured, lots of bands across their body, tiger stripes, which is how they got their name. Lots of tiger snakes do have that patterning, but really important to remember that a lot of them have no patterning at all. So here's a really good example. If you look closely, he does have some very faint bands, but it's very difficult to see on him. So at first glance, you're not going to see any patterns at all. And a lot of tiger snakes, especially on the islands down south, not a single band on them. So it's really important to remember, if you're ever trying to identify a snake, never go by the colour or pattern alone, because snakes vary so much. It'd be lovely if we could say, oh yeah, if a snake has stripes, it's a tiger snake, but it's definitely not the way it works every single time. So you're much better at IDing snakes by the different features that they have that don't change. I like to go by the face shape. Tiger snakes are a good one because they look like a red belly has run face first into a wall. They've got a very short and blunt little nose. And body shape is another really great way. The technical way to ID snakes is a scale count. So every different species of snake has a different amount of scales across different sections of its body. Now you're probably not getting close enough to the wild snakes to go, oh, hang on, Root, just sit still for a second, I'm just going to count some scales. No way is a wild snake going to sit there and let you do that. But if you find a shed skin, maybe in your roof or your backyard somewhere, you can fold out the skin, you can actually count the scales, figure out who left it behind. Really easy way to figure out what species you've got in your area.
So you're not talking like the entire amount, but like a section?
No, so across the body. So you'll need a couple different counts. Snake bellies, they have little scales on top, all on their back. On their belly, they've got really big, wide ventral scales. So that would be what you guys felt on that pie from this morning, the really smooth feeling part. Those were his ventral scales. So you want to count from this side of the ventral scale all across the body to the other side of the ventral scale in one kind of diagonal line. It's pretty confusing, but once you get the hang of it, really easy to do. And then you want to have a look at the anal scale as well. So snakes have a special scale or a set of scales that covers their cloaca, which is the business end of the snake. But it'll be a single scale on some snakes and it'll be divided on some others. So with the mid-body count, if you count, okay, he's got 17 mid-body scales and he's got a divided anal scale, look it up in the book and you can figure out which snake has that. So really easy way to do it. But yeah, you do need pretty good eyes. Probably pop on a set of glasses or maybe get one of the young ones to do it if you can't see too well. Very, very small scales, especially if it's a small snake. Pretty tricky to see. So tiger snakes are not a huge species of snake in Australia. They don't get to 3 meters like some of the others. They get to maybe a little bit longer than Rue is here, but he's not going to be a monster. And he's also not found up this far north. So furthest north that a tiger snake will be the Sunshine Coast and the Gold Coast. In saying that, in those two areas, they're actually pretty rare. I go to Biwa, Sunny Coast, every single year looking for tiger snakes. Never see a single one. They're quite a small pocket down there. So to find one in the Sunny Coast or the Gold Coast, you'd actually be pretty lucky. However, if you go further south, New South Wales, Victoria, Tassie, these guys are absolutely everywhere. They're your most common snake down south.
Like the Murray River.
Yeah. The reason that they do so well down there is because they like the cold. Unlike the other snakes here, these guys can handle a lot cooler temperatures. And they really can't stand the heat. So up here, way too hot for them. Far North Queensland, Northern Territory, the poor things are just cooked. Here in captivity, obviously, because chikders is a bit hotter than their natural temperatures, they get a bit pampered. They get an air conditioned enclosure. They also get an ice brick that goes into their tank, and then they sit on top of it. They cool themselves down. So we have to be very careful with our tiger snakes. They do overheat really, really quickly. So they are another venomous snake too. These guys are the 5th most venomous snake alive on Earth, and his venom is 4 times as toxic as an Indian cobra. Strong stuff. Unfortunately, unlike the other 2 snakes, these guys are responsible for quite a few bites on humans, and because of that, they have a really bad reputation as being really mean and aggressive, and they'll chase you. I'm sure you've all heard the horror stories. Now, a lot of those stories, good story to tell at the pub, but a lot of them are embellished. Snakes are just not as interesting as people seem to think. They're actually quite soupy animals. A lot of those bites happened a long time ago, back when there were no snake catchers around. So farmers down south, they'd have to take matters into their own hands, and that would mean trying to catch a snake yourself or try to kill the snake yourself if it got somewhere that you didn't want it. Trying to catch a snake and trying to kill a snake were the two most common reasons that people are bitten by snakes in Australia today. So if you wanted to lower your risk of being bitten, don't do either of those things. Really, really silly, really dangerous. But even though the poor snake is the one that's getting bailed up in the corner and having weapons thrown at it, or maybe trying to be grabbed, he gets blamed as the bad guy, when he's really not. He was just trying to defend himself. So I'm just here to let you guys know, all the horror stories you've heard about tiger snakes, they're just not true. They are really quite sweet and shy snakes. If you leave them alone, give them lots of space, just like any other snake, you're not going to have any issues with them. They're no more nasty than any other species. Now they do have a pretty cool trick as well. He can't do it because he's a boy, but a female tiger snake doesn't lay eggs like a lot of other reptiles do. These guys, like the death adder, they give birth to live young. And average litter size will be around 30 to 40 babies for a tiger snake. Pretty incredible. There are some record litters though. There's one of 75 and another record litter of 121 babies in one go. Pretty impressive, hey? Now the reason that they have so many babies all at once is because when tiger snakes are first born, they're about that size. They're really, really tiny. They can't exactly rely on their camouflage like the death adder can. These guys have to wriggle around and start to hunt their food. So unfortunately, a lot of baby tiger snakes never make it past the first 6 months. They end up being food for other animals. So the idea is, have lots and lots and lots of babies, and hopefully one or two of those guys might make it out of your back. If you're a baby snake, it's pretty tough going. Mum doesn't look after you in any way, you're on your own, and she's such a bad parent that if the babies hang around a bit too long, Mum will sit around till start to eat. So you need to get out of there quick, smart.
Hey.
Okay, on to something a little bit more local. Are we all locals here today? Southeast Queensland? You're going to do it yourself? He's usually very independent. He likes to come out of the window. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Almost there. This much to go. Almost there. Just one more. To a slow coat today. Alright, so this snake, his name's Dee. He's an eastern brown snake. Who's heard of eastern browns? Who's seen an eastern brown? Everyone. These guys are super common snakes on the east coast here. Dee, I'm going to help you out, and then you can go for a bit of a run around. How's that? It's a bit wobbly up there, isn't it? So unlike a lot of other wildlife, eastern browns, they do really well living alongside us, humans. We provide eastern brown snakes with pretty much everything they could ever need. We clear a lot of the bush, make it really flat, easily accessible for these guys to move through, and we also attract their favourite food. So these guys love to eat rodents, and humans bring in a lot of rats and mice. These guys are doing an awesome job of cleaning up all of those pests, but unfortunately, not everyone wants a huge eastern brown in their backyard, which is fair enough. So a lot of people will say, especially recently, snakes are on the rise and there's more and more snakes and we're seeing so many snakes this year. There's the same amount of snakes, but what is happening is all of their natural bush is being cleared. They're being forced to live with us. So it's not them coming into our territory, it's them being forced into our territory because we're taking their original home away. And eastern browns, good on them, they do really well living alongside people. So it's not their fault, it's our fault that we have so many eastern browns around here. We attract them. Now, eastern brown snakes found all over the east coast, and they have some really incredible venom. These guys are the second most venomous snake alive on Earth today, and his venom is 12 times as toxic as an Indian cobra. It's strong stuff, and not to make them sound scary, that's not my intention at all, but they are responsible for more bites on humans than any other species of Australian snake. And it sounds really bad when you hear that statistic, but it's just chance. These guys live on the east coast where we live. We're encountering them more often, therefore we get bitten by them more often. Accidents do happen with snakes, you know, people accidentally step on them or something like that. But majority of the time, it's when people are being silly with snakes and not treating them with respect is how you get bitten. So, you know, a regular person that is being respectful of snakes, you're really not at a high risk of being bitten by one of these guys. Not as a serious risk as everyone seems to think it is anyway. Now the colour of him, he is pretty silver all over, not very brown at all for an eastern brown. These guys are one of your most variable Australian snakes. Any colour, any pattern you could ever imagine. This is actually quite a common coloration around here. You'll also get them light tan, dark tan, of course, jet black even. You'll get them cream, green, red, orange, yellow. They can be banded all the way down their body like a tiger snake. They can be spotty all the way down their body as well. So this species in particular, you really can't have a look at it and go, oh, it's brown, I guess it's a brown snake. Who knows what you're looking at? You could be looking at absolutely anything. We have 140 species of snake in Australia. 90% of them can be brown. So you're much better off going by those different features that I pointed out before. Really good way to ID brown snakes. I like to go by the body shape for these ones. If you have a look, they are really quite long and slender. That's because Eastern Browns are built for speed. If anyone's ever seen one in the flesh, you'll know that these guys can move. They are quick snakes, and that's their best form of defense. If you're out in the open and you see a brown snake and it sees you, it's going to head in the opposite direction to get us to safety, to get far, far away from you. It doesn't want to stand around and fight. It is in a situation like this where you're in for a pretty different set of reactions though. So let's just say Dee's hopped into my shed. He's looking to get out of the heat, looking for a drink, looking to find something tasty to nibble on. And I've walked in. Oh, there's an Eastern Brown in front of me. What you should do is stand nice and still and then wait for the snake to move away. If you're not moving, you're not a threat to the snake. If you're standing completely still, he's just going to view you as another object and he's going to start to move away from you. If you're stamping around like this, the poor snake is going to feel threatened. He's going to start to stick up for himself. And that could mean that you get bitten. So, unfortunately, as easy as it is to stand still and wait for a snake to move away, a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people take matters into their own hands. They say, oh, I saw Steve Irwin do it on TV. How hard could this be? I'm going to give it a go. It never turns out well. Spoiler alert. So I'm going to run you guys through a bit of a snake behaviour crash course. Some of the things that a snake might, if you're getting too close to it, getting in its personal space. So if a snake is in the corner, he feels like he can't use his speed to get away from you, he's going to have to stand and fight. He's going to have to protect himself. So first thing you might get is a really loud hiss. That's him saying, okay, you're a bit close to me, off you go. If you keep getting closer, you might get a threat display. You might have seen photos or videos of this. It's really impressive. He's not going to do it because he's a puppy dog. He's really friendly, but a wild one will definitely show you this. They'll lift their front third of their body up off the ground, bend it in an S shape. It's to make themselves look bigger and scarier, and it's also showing off the really beautiful brightly coloured spots on their belly. It's like a warning sign. He's saying, okay, I'm big, I'm scary, I'm tough, and I'm also really scared of you. Please go away from me. If you keep getting closer after that, you might get one of the most misunderstood snake behaviours of all time, a bluff stripe. So it's all in the name, it's a complete bluff. That venom in his mouth is precious. He doesn't want to waste it on you. He wants to save it for his food. But what he will do is if he feels threatened, he's going to make you think that he's going to bite. So he's up in that S position. He might dart his head towards you very slightly. And that's just to try to get you to back up a bit. You or the predator will see that and you'll go, whoa, take a couple of steps back. Guess what? Now there's space between you and him. He can make a break for it out the side and you can get to safety. That's his ultimate goal here. He doesn't want to put up a fight with you guys. Of course, if you keep getting closer after that, that's when you're going to cop a bite because he's got no other warning signs left to give. He has a mouth and that's it. So if you go through all those warning signs, you still manage to get bit, sorry, that's on you. He doesn't speak English, but it doesn't matter what language you speak, it's crystal clear what he's trying to tell you. He's saying, leave me alone, don't hurt me. You going to sleep, sweetheart? I can't say it enough, a wild Eastern brown snake will not behave like that. If you try to do that on a wild brown snake, it'd be flicking around and you'd probably get bit in the chest. So please don't think that that's how they all behave. They're usually a very nervous species and very, very quick and athletic. He just gets picked up every day, so he couldn't care less what I do to him. All right, so our last two snakes are our taipans. Hello, little fella. You're all twisted up. Okay. There you go. All right, so this is a young snake. He will get a lot bigger. If you have a look over in our snake house, you'll see our other inland taipan. She's a lot bigger than this guy, so he's got a lot of growing to do. Now they also go by the name fierce snake or small scale snake. They're all pretty boring names really. And fierce snake make them sound really scary, but they're actually quite placid and shy snakes, so I don't know how they got that name. But we'll get straight to the good stuff. This right here is the world's most venomous snake. These guys have really, really toxic venom. Number one spot, nothing comes close to it. His venom is actually 80 times as toxic as the Indian cobra. That is really strong. Let's rewind back to our Mulgus snake, 25%, 80 times. That's wicked potent. Now it seems like overkill. Why would you need venom that strong? But these guys live in the middle of the Australian desert. They're not coming across food very often, and when they do, those food items are actually quite large in comparison to their body size. Off he goes.
Woohoo!
He does that every now and then. He just has a bit of a freak out. He's a young snake as well. When they're small, they feel a lot more nervous. So he's obviously seen something happening over there and gone, oh, that's it, I'm out of it. But a lot of people would have a look at that and think, oh, how aggressive was that? He tried to go me. No, he just had a bit of a panic attack, poor thing, and decided to take off. But yeah, as they get a little bit bigger and more confident, again, he's going to end up like our brown snake that was just out. Just takes a bit of getting used to. Hey, little fella. So very, very large items of prey for an inland taipan, and those items of prey, like a bandicoot or a big bush rat, can do a fair bit of damage to a snake, even at an adult size. Could bite, could kick, could scratch, could even kill an inland taipan in the struggle. So instead of biting and holding onto his prey, he does something clever. He bites once, injects all his venom, he lets go, he gets out of there. He waits for his venom to do all the work. So the venom's so strong that it usually only takes a couple of seconds for his prey item to drop dead. Usually only manages to stumble a couple of meters. And then when the animal's already dead, he can safely follow the scent trail and eat it in a really, really safe way without getting any injuries. Very clever way of doing things. Because they live in the middle of nowhere, people don't see these guys too often. They're one of our rarest snakes, really. And therefore, people don't get bitten by them very often. The only bites I can even recall of this species are captive specimens, so people that keep them on the coast as a pet. In saying that, everyone has survived their inland taipan bites. There's no one has ever died. So it just goes to show, even if you get bitten by something that toxic, your chances of surviving, they're pretty good. 50 years ago, your chances were not so good, but nowadays, we've got really good medical teams, we've got hospitals all over the place, we've got really good anti-venom, and we also have really good snake education so that you don't end up in the situation in the first place. So, that's something to keep in the back of your mind if you do happen to be bitten by a snake. Think, okay, well, lucky I got bitten by a snake in this day and age rather than 50 years ago, or even worse, in some other countries present day that have really, really terrible snake bite fatality rates. You know, in Australia we don't lose many people to snake bite. Other parts of the world, they're losing, 70,000 people a year due to snake bite. And that's because no one's educating them, there's no snake catchers, the nearest hospital is 5 hours away, they have old expired anti-venom. They're really, really struggling over there. But in Australia, we are so lucky that we have all these different resources.
Yeah.
All right, little fella.
Wow.
You're right, you calmed down a bit. It was a bit scary, wasn't it? Keep going.
Oh, look at the colour underneath.
Yeah, nice yellow. Hey?
Yeah.
There you go, little fella. Okay, so if that's the world's most venomous snake, you might be wondering what gem I've left till last. The reason that we leave this next snake till last is because, yes, that inland taipan has got some wicked strong venom, but he lives in the middle of nowhere, so no one really sees them. Your chances of coming across one, very, very low. This snake, however, a bit more of a local species. Oh, you're going to do it yourself today too? Yeah, how about that?
There's the coast of Western Inland, is that it? There's 3 taipans in Australia?
Yeah, 3 taipans in Australia, and then there are taipans that live in Papua New Guinea as well. but they were recently split back to all the same species, so they're not actually that different. The venom's quite similar as well. So Australia and Papua New Guinea are the only places that have taipans. Lucky us. So coastal taipans, as big and impressive as they are the biggest sooks you'll ever meet. They are big fraidy cats, afraid of absolutely everything. She's captive, so you may not get the same kind of behaviour out of her, but a wild one would definitely be very nervous in a situation like this.
Very quick.
Very, very quick, yeah. Very agile too. They can kind of leap in the air a little bit. Not flying snake, but they can definitely launch forward.
I could lean there and take a photo with them.
Yeah, that's all right. As long as you don't drop your phone on her face, she'll be right. So keep an eye on her. You might see some of that nervous behaviour coming through. She's one of our most calm taipans, but some of the others, if you have a look in the enclosure, you might see a bit of it. Sometimes the threads on the carpet. What was that? Sometimes me taking a step to the right. Oh my gosh. Sometimes her own tail coming across and bumping her on the tip of the nose, gonna send her into the panic of her life. They are really, really nervous animals. And it's, it seems kind of weird. That was a little bit of a jump there. Why would such a big, scary animal be so afraid of everything? It's because where they live has a lot of dangerous things. On the East Coast, these guys have got to look out for humans, traffic, our pets, plus their own natural predators on top of all of that. There's a lot of dangerous things that could hurt or kill a taipan. So that nervous nature of hers helps to keep her safe. If she didn't have that, she'd get eaten or squished on the first day. So it really does help them to survive. Now, coastal taipans are the 4th most toxic snake on Earth, and her venom is 8 times as toxic as the Indian cobra. So pretty strong stuff. Still a fair bit below the inland, but it's not good venom. There's only one recorded case of someone surviving a bite from one of these guys without anti-venom. So if you got bit by one of these guys and decided to wait and see what happened, yeah, your chances would not be good. You probably wouldn't be around to see the next day. Very, very strong venom. Very luckily though, with anti-venom, it is quite a well-treated snake bite. Because of where they live, even on the East Coast, people do see them more often, but they're not a common species by any means. These guys are actually quite rare. I've only ever seen one of these guys. Now, as she's moving around, you can probably tell that she's a pretty clever snake. Unlike our poor Death Adder over there, she's probably bottom of the barrel. These guys are as smart as it gets for Aussie snakes. Really, really clever. You can see she's really looking around, analysing everything. Her tongue's going like crazy. These guys can problem solve, they have good memories, and they've even been known to recognise human faces. So that story comes from a guy that had one of these guys as a pet. Whenever he got it out to clean, he would grab it around the head, obviously so that he didn't get bitten. But if you can imagine being the snake in that situation, that's pretty scary. Big giant animals grabbing you by the throat. That taipan obviously didn't like his keeper, which is understandable. After a while, that taipan was sold to a different set of private keepers. And the original keeper was saying, oh, it's a bit of a nasty taipan. You're going to have some issues with it. And then the new keepers, they got this snake and they thought, what is this guy going on about? This is the friendliest taipan you've ever met. 10 years later, that original keeper came back to visit, took one step into the reptile room. That taipan saw him, went ballistic at the glass, mouth open, slamming his body against the glass, venom dripping everywhere, hissing, really, really upset. So he saw that guy's face, he remembered what that guy had done to him all those years ago, and he thought the same thing was going to happen. So it just goes to show, snakes are not just dumb little animals, they're clever, they think about things, and they remember things. So something to think about next time you see one in the wild. It's probably had a pretty tough life, poor thing. So while she's going for a bit of a run around there, we might have a bit of a chat about some snake safety. So guess what? If you live in Australia, we have a lot of snakes here. Sorry if that's the first time you're hearing it. It's actually really easy to live alongside snakes though. I'll give you my favourite pointers. If you go to a bushwalk or a picnic, make sure you've got a good pair of shoes on, a good pair of pants, and then carry a first aid kit. Really easy way to protect yourself and your family. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We do have snake bites in Australia. On average, we have 1 to 2 deaths. But to put that into perspective, over 1,000 deaths on the road each year. So what's really more dangerous? And I get it, it's a very common fear. A lot of people find them quite intimidating. And with good reason, they can be quite scary, I guess. But for a second, I want everyone here to put themselves in Kate's shoes. Let's imagine we're her right now. You're that high off the ground. Vision at times, terrible. Hearing is bad all the time. No arms, no legs. Every animal wants to kill you and eat you. and every human wants to chop them in half with a shovel. It's a really scary life if you're a snake. Nothing they do is like being mean and nasty. It's just them trying to protect themselves. So I'm not expecting you guys to leave this show absolutely loving snakes like me. But maybe actually you have to cross one in the wild. Take a step back, see it from the snake's point of view. All she wants to do is find some tasty rats, find a gorgeous boyfriend if she's lucky, and stay out of the way and survive. Hey girl. Right. Yeah, they're cool. Here we go. Okay guys, so that is it for our Venomous Snake show. Thanks for watching. We're going to put these guys back in their enclosures and then head over to the Crocs, give them some dinner. So if you want to make your way over there, we'll meet you there shortly.
Okay. Thank you very much. Hey?
Snakes, you don't move. They move through, look.
Yeah. We're going to shortly watch the crocodiles have a feed. Are Juniper's here?
It's
Hey.
the one that she can even move. Look at the size of the belly.
What's that?
This one. It's so round.
What the hell's that?
Like a run.
Oh,
Hello, Juniper.
oh, enough of the snakes. Oof. I'm gonna have a heart attack there.
Yeah. No, it was cool. And we are just about to watch the Crocs.
Yeah, nice and, yeah, they are. They're a bit.
Just keep bringing up. Tanya.
Oh, yeah. Tanya and some other number. No, let us smoky.
That's up.
Where?
Front there.
We're going to miss out on the...
No one. He's going to get some feed. Well, I've seen the snakes, I've seen the crocs, I've seen the koala.
Yeah, we're just about to watch the crocodiles.
Oh, I feel dizzy today. Oof.
I'll just have a couple of drawers of yours. Hope we don't miss the dogs. What's he doing? Is he getting the feed?
In a minute. So click off. With him.
Yeah, because I don't want to miss that. And we'll get coffee after too. Oh, strong. Andrew. No, I'm right, thanks. Feed the crocodile. They're just getting their feed ready and then we can watch.
What have we done? Miss it? Another puff. Your phone's going there too.
I know. can be. Oh yeah, come on. Before we miss out. That's good.
I took that one.
Oh! I walked straight past it. Need an umbrella for my phone. I've got water on my phone. Hopefully I don't.
The probably ban people like that. Right it.
Lovely Booth says, my younger wants a pattern like it.
Yeah, my boss is getting.
Body weight about 400 pounds per square inch of body weight, about 40. It's not heavy Beautiful bird.
Yeah, I got given a whole bunch of feathers, and tail feathers and stuff that I pulled out. And when I went in there, a few weeks ago, had it sitting on my shoulder. You got a good page. Probably do not out if you maybe longer. And it comes and just it sounds awful. It puts it in sort of a certain truck or something like that.
I've seen a few people on the camp and they have supermarkets, somebody pulled in and saved his team. I asked him, went, what the? He's just tube of gauze, he's sitting on his dash, his steering wheel, whatever, he's just yeah, we're just going, you know what?
We'll go back round.
Sorry.
No, you're right.
Where are we?
Yeah.
No, these ones are agree. I reckon you're probably looking at $25,000 just for that, if not more.
Well, when my husband and I went to Singapore, we went to the blue car.
Yeah, they're really good over there. But yeah, these guys here in Australia, breeding wise. I hate to see what they like breed wise.
I've been up to the flying high bird.
Where's that? Okay.
They're big walking over here, all different kinds of birds, it's like all different sections, and finches and squirrels. It's real.
What's it called?
Flying
Okay. Yeah, I was just cruising along and just spotted this on the maps and went, Yeah, I like this puppy. I can better today.
Well, I'll tell you,
I've enjoyed it.
this, yeah, look, this is great. I like it.
And then you
I've been driving home.
Oh, there.
I've never ever pulled in to see what it's like.
Yeah.
I can see people back
having a
there.
go.
I never thought it would be that big.
No, it's not just for old, it's having a crack, you know. It's all on the road now, just driving around. I was out the other day, I was in Harvey Bay and went to the sea turtle and things like that, display tanks and that. And there's all these little things that are $25, whatever, $25 for a visit. Go do it, you've got nothing better to do.
You been out to Mum and
No, mate, I'm only just heading slowly heading north at the moment, so.
Oh, well,
I think it's
10 minutes up here.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
We have to close this little door in here because Alice needs to stay in her enclosure. She can actually go through that tunnel, but we don't want her surprising us from behind. We're doing the show.
No.
Are they gonna go in there?
Yep.
Are they? They're not. Are you gonna go in there?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah. Oh, we'd need a third person if
No, no.
It's alright. He's been a bit lazy the last couple of days. The weather
The weather.
cooling down. So
Yeah.
He may not be the most exciting crocodile. We may not have to run for our lives. It's all good.
Yeah. I'll stay on the land, thank you very much.
I'm just gonna go around. So
And come back over this way.
okay, so welcome to our croc arena. My name's Jamie, that's Ash over there, and these are our two saltwater crocodiles. So big fella in this enclosure, his name's Mianka, and then we do have Alice, our female, who's next door. Usually the two of them spend all year in this enclosure, but once a year Alice goes through a little tunnel under there into her nesting enclosure. So she goes over there when she feels the time is right to lay her eggs. So today's show we'll kind of do it in two parts. We'll spend a bit of time with this guy, see if he's keen on a bit of food, and then we'll hop over next door to see if Alice is keen. But by the way, she's sitting there very close to the fence looking at us. I'd say she's definitely keen for some dinner. So we'll start with the backstories of the crocs. Now, most crocodiles, especially the big adults that you see in zoos, a lot of them start out in the wild and they are removed for different reasons. So both of these crocs, they're wild caught. Alice is a bit of a mystery. We don't know where she was caught from. We also don't know why she was removed. So who knows with her, really. But this guy has a pretty clear backstory. He's named after the creek that he was caught in. Mianga Creek, it's up at Cardwell, Far North Queensland. Really, really gorgeous spot. Mianga Creek, great safe place to hang out. And then lovely beach to sun yourself on if you're a big croc like him. And the place is loaded with fish. So tick, tick, tick for a big croc his size. Another really great feature of Cardwell though is actually the locals that live there. So unlike a lot of other places in croc country, Cardwell really love having crocodiles living in their town. They've got all their crocs named. They know who's who, and they just give the crocs the space they need, and they don't really have any issues there, which is really cool to see. And just proving the point that crocodiles are not actually that difficult to live alongside. They're actually pretty easy to live with, so long as you give them some space. That's about all they need. So he wasn't doing any of the normal things that get a crocodile taken out of their habitat. Those normal reasons will be attacks on humans, attacks on pets or livestock, or maybe nudging boats, getting a little bit too close for comfort. He was being a really good boy. He was, however, hanging out in Meander Creek, which is pretty close to a tourist fishing spot though. So as a precaution, after a couple of reports came in about him being in the area, Parks and Wildlife decided, okay, we might just get him out of there. Later on down the track, he could potentially become a problem if he was to get a little bit too confident around people. So he was trapped, he was taken out of Meander Creek, and he was put into captivity, which I think is actually a bit unfair. A lot of crocodiles end up this way. They're not hurting anyone, they're just hanging out in their favourite spot, and they end up being taken out of their home, which is really quite unfair, I think. But anyway, he's in captivity now. That's the main thing. When they first caught him, they took him straight down to Australia Zoo, and he's lived there for about 18 years of his life, so he has been in captivity for a decent chunk of his life. And he actually was a bit of a star down at Oz Zoo. He was doing the Crocodilian show, so they get their crocs onto the main stage, show off all the really cool natural behaviours. So he's pretty used to the spotlight at one point in his life, but after a while they decided to retire Meander, and he was moved off exhibit. So he kind of went from seeing all of the zoo patrons in a day and being quite comfortable with them to seeing one or two of his keepers each day. So he lost a bit of his confidence around people, which is a bit of a shame. But that brings us to today. The reason that he's here at Snakes Down Under in Childers is because we lost our original crocodile a while back, which is pretty sad. Australia Zoo were really kind though. They heard about that and they said, look, we've got this really nice crocodile that we've got behind the scenes. We're not using him for breeding or for shows. If you guys would like to take him and make him a part of your zoo, you're more than welcome to do that. So of course we said yes, and we brought him up here. Only downside is crocodiles are a lot more sensitive than they look. They look really big and scary, and not a whole lot would faze them. But something as big and stressful as moving houses, really big deal for even a big croc of Meander's size. So see it from his point of view. He's living down at Australia Zoo. Out of the blue, one afternoon, all of his reptile team jump into the enclosure and they catch him, put him into a transport box, load him up onto the truck, drive him up the highway, and then he has to be craned into this enclosure. He's a bit too heavy to lift. And then when the transport box door opens, when he's here, he's in a brand new place that he's really, really unsure of. He was really quite a nervous crocodile in the beginning. He took one quick look around, he dove straight into that large pond. It was murky at the time, so it was really quite a safe place for him. But like he's doing right now, basking, back in the day when he first got here, that was way too scary. He would only stay in the pond. So he's come a long way since then. We're very proud of him. But he is still kind of getting into the hang of learning the routine that we like to do here. He is a bit out of practice since doing the shows in Australia Zoo. So we're going pretty slow with him. We're just seeing what he wants to do in the show. And we'll work around him. You can't really argue with him. He's a bit too big for that. So before we get him around for his first feed, we'll talk about crocs in general. So a lot of people take one look at a croc and call them modern day dinosaurs. You might have heard that term before. Could not be further from the truth though. Crocodilian ancestors actually evolved 160 million years before dinosaurs. This right here is an incredibly ancient lineage. They have been around for a long, long time. Something else that's often said about crocs is that they haven't really changed much in millions of years. They look exactly the same. Not true. Back in the day, in the Triassic, their ancestors looked really quite bizarre, nothing like what we have today. Some of those crocodilomorphs were 30 inches long, some were herbivorous, some could sprint, some had hooves, and some grew incredibly large, as in 10 meters plus. That is a big, big croc, way bigger than what we have today. Unfortunately, those crocodilomorphs died out alongside the dinosaurs, but there were a couple of crafty ones that managed to slip through and survive whatever it was that killed the rest of the dinosaurs. So pretty impressive. These guys have survived all of that. Really, really tough animals. Now, they may not be able to sprint or grow to those really huge lengths, but they do have some really cool superpowers that they've inherited from their ancestors. Their senses of a crocodile, really quite impressive. Great eyesight, great hearing, great sense of smell. Better than all of those senses put together, though, is a crocodilian's sense of touch. Now, his skin looks quite rough and doesn't look sensitive at all, but it really is If you guys have a look on his face there, you'll see them really well. Lots of little black dots all over the place. Each one of those is a sensory organ, and that's what makes his skin so sensitive. He can feel vibrations around him. So in the wild, he's using those sensory organs to feel ripples in the water. When a rival male is coming into his territory, he might need to fight him off. And he's also using it for hunting. So crocodiles in the wild, when they're feeling hungry, they'll sit at the edge of the water, right under the surface, sitting very still. They're very difficult to spot, pretty much invisible. They're waiting for animals to come up for a drink. So he's using those sensory organs to feel the footsteps of the animal. And then as they come up to the water to dip their nose in, that's when they jump out and they grab something for dinner. He reckons it's a bit too cold today, so he's not going to do his ambush feed from the water, but we'll still get a pretty good spin around if he's feeling hungry today. So same kind of principle. He's still feeling the tapping of the stick. He's listening to me calling his name. Footsteps, all of that. Mianga. Mianga. Oh, he's gone. Which way is he going to go? Mianga.
Whoa.
Oh, we might get an ambush feed. We'll see. I go all the way around and see if he'll come out.
Whoa, that was quick.
So they can move pretty fast for big, sluggish-looking animals, and that's something to remember, especially in their territory up north. People think that, oh, they just sit there, it couldn't reach me. They can move very quickly. They're not too good at long-distance running or anything that takes up a lot of energy persistently, but these guys have really good short bursts of energy. What do you reckon, buddy? Mianga. So yeah, that's him responding to the tapping of the stick there. Mianga. Come on, buddy. Come on, let's go.
Oh, wow.
And now he's in there, he's like, oh, it's too cold, I don't want to come back out again. He's freezing. Mianga. Come on, let's do it. Come on. You're cheeky. He's feeling a bit lazy today. I'll give him another go. With our Crocs, we don't like to push them too much. If he says, okay, I don't really want any food, we just leave it there. We don't want this to be an unpleasant experience for him. Younger. One more go. Let's do it. Come on. Nah, he's saying, no way, I'm staying there. So we won't push him too much. The more you push a crocodile, some of them, they respond, better, but he is actually a particularly sooty crocodile. He is a pretty big croc to us. He's 3.7 meters, but he's actually considered a small male. Salty males can get up to, 5+ meters. So when you think about that, yeah, he is the lower end of that spectrum. These guys can get a lot bigger, and because he is the smaller male, he feels a little bit more intimidated by everything. A big 5 meter plus crocodile, he owns the place. He doesn't really feel as sooty as Mianga, but that's okay. The good thing about small crocs is that they're very, very fast and they put on a good show. When it's warm enough, hey mate. So with their food today, we're going to throw him a bag. We'll see if he wants a bit of food afterwards, but the food that we give them as a reward is quite small in comparison to the body size of the crocs, and that's because they have a really super slow metabolism. They don't need a whole lot of food to keep them going. So when a crocodile is in the wild, he's not eating every single day like they would in the zoo. Sometimes he's going weeks, months. Crocodile his size may be going up to a year without any food at all. So they can go a long, long time without food. The way that they survive long periods without food is a really, really slow metabolism. As soon as they eat something, they know that it might be the last feed they get for a little bit. So they store it as a fat reserve straight away. And that will be a bit of a backup for him if times get tough and he needs to go without food for those times. So with our crocs here, if we were to feed them really large items of food every single day, they would get really, really round really quickly. You guys probably would have noticed that before we came in here, throughout the day, Mianga did a whole lot of nothing. Crocodiles don't move around much if they don't have to. They like to conserve energy. So with the crocs here, we kind of get them moving, get them to do a bit of exercise. But if they choose not to eat on a certain day, like he's doing today, not a big deal because he's got a lot of reserves left over. So we might throw in the bag if he shows, signs of, I really don't want to do this. then we'll stop pretty quickly, but we'll see what he's feeling. This minor bird, he's been refusing it for a few days. It's starting to smell really bad, so I'd really like to get rid of it. This is a pest minor bird as well, the ones that are a really bad problem around the Bundaberg and Childers area. So they get trapped by the council, and then we gas them, feed them to the Crocs. So 2 birds, 1 stone. Now this is just a bit more exercise if he chooses to do anything with it.
Oh, wow.
Chomp, chomp, go straight back in the water. Now most of the power that a croc has comes from that tail muscle. When they're out of the water, you can see it's a really, really thick part of their body. That's how they move out of the water at that kind of a pace. And they can launch out very, very quickly. So if you're close to the water's edge up north and there's crocodiles in the area, you're in the danger zone. He says, I'll chomp it a couple of times, but I'm not getting out of the water again. It's freezing. So we're going to give him a little bit of a reward just for moving around a bit, showing us his gorgeous teeth. Now this one, he doesn't have to come out of the water for it. He can just have it. Takes him a bit of time sometimes to come back up, but he can just take it in the water. He doesn't have to come out of a nice warm pond, hey bud. How long he takes to come up and get this food? Who knows? So these crocodiles are with their teeth. You saw his mouth open a couple of times there. They're really nice teeth, they're very impressive, but they don't have any serrated edges on them like a shark's tooth does. So when he bites onto something, especially a really large animal like a feral pig or a kangaroo, it doesn't immediately cut pieces of meat off. Instead, he has to break his food into small enough pieces for him to be able to swallow. Can't swallow it whole. So what they'll do is they'll bash their food around a fair bit. That bag is a pretty good example of what they will do when they grab a really large item of food. They'll do head flips, which is when they bash their prey item from side to side, break it up into those smaller pieces. The other thing they'll do is called a death drum. So a croc will hold on to their prey item really tightly. Sometimes the prey is alive, sometimes it's dead, and they'll just spin, spin, spin once they get into the water. And then that will in turn rip off those small chunks of things to eat. You gonna come up and have this? I promise, you can just have it. I'm not gonna make you jump out. Please, it smells really bad. He's thinking about it. Very, very slowly. It's all yours if you come up for it. He's all right, man. Come on. You don't know how it works, do you? And I bet Alice over there is getting pretty impatient. She's saying, come on, leave him alone. Come over to me. I'll have something to eat. He's being picky. Come on, buddy. It's all yours. Very, very slowly. Well, I know you can smell it. Let's go. Gosh, you couldn't go any slower if you tried. Come on. You got this.
Did you have a piece of cake?
Come on. Oh my gosh. Any day now, Mianga, let's go. Come on. Gotta go give Alice some dinner. She's wondering where we are. He's a bit of a diva, this croc. There we go. Come on.
Hey.
There you go. That's yours if you want it. There you go. So keep a close eye on him here. When crocodiles eat their food and swallow it, they have to keep their head above water. So you'll notice he keeps his head up until it's all the way down. They've got a little valve at the back of their throat. And if they open that to swallow food underwater, a whole lot of water gets into their lungs as well. So that's why you see crocodiles lifting their head right up to eat. All right, sweetheart, we'll leave it at that for you. We're going to go see Alice and see how hungry she is. See you later. So if you guys wanted to spin around, we'll hop into Alice's enclosure and then we'll see how keen she is for dinner. Alice is right here.
Alice right here.
Yeah, she's right here. You're going to see backside or what do you want to do?
I'll feed her that side if she stays.
She'll be at the gate.
She's not a cat. I was used to try and crocodile. Did you read all your history?
Oh, she knows.
So we have to kind of keep her away from the gate because she knows Ash and she knows the bucket and she knows that that's where she gets fed from. So Alice, stop being cheeky and come over this side. Come on, sweetheart, let's go. She's hard to trick, this old girl. Come on, over here. Yeah, she knows. Come on, you come over here so Ash can get in.
There we go.
She's already done it.
Woohoo.
Feral pig. Yum. So this is Alice. This is our female. You can see that she's a fair bit smaller than the younger over there. Female salties, they don't get to the really large sizes that the boys get to. She could get a little bit bigger, but she's not going to be a monster. And I said before that this is her nesting enclosure. So she comes over here every year and she lays her eggs when she feels the time is right. So in January, she laid 43 eggs and she built her own little nest at the back of the enclosure over there. She's built it up and maintained it to the size and shape that she's wanted. And I will talk about Crocs as parents because unlike the rest of the reptile crew, Crocs make really good mums. They take really good care of their babies. As soon as those eggs are laid in the nest, she protects them with everything she's got. She chases away any predators that might be trying to dig them up. That'll be things like feral pigs, goannas, trying to eat the eggs. When the babies hatch out, they're only 30 centimeters long, so absolute bottom of the food chain. And that means even more predators are out to get them. So she's still at the top of her game. She keeps a really close eye on her babies and chases all those new predators away as well. There'll be fish, bigger crocodiles, birds, and snakes even will take the Crocs once they're out of the eggs. So around the 2-month mark, after all of that guarding, is when Alice will say, okay, babies, I've looked after you for long enough. Now it's time for you guys to head out into the river system and figure out life all by yourselves with a bit of a head start that I've given you. So those little tiny crocodiles head out into the big wide world and have to avoid as many predators as they can. Then they have to earn their own territory by fighting off other crocodiles when they get to a bit bigger size, only to be taken out of a creek that they've called home because it's too close to a tourist fishing spot like Nyanga over there. Or sometimes crocodiles are just shot, which is really, really unfair. These guys are not doing anything different. This is where Crocs have been living for millions of years, and this is the exact same thing they've been doing for those millions of years. It's us that's come in and shaken things up. We're living in their territory. So that means it's us that need to play by their rules. They're incredibly simple rules as well. If you go up north, don't camp too close to the water's edge. Don't let pets or livestock play in the water. And if you can help it, please don't swim up north. A really, really silly, dangerous thing to do. Every time I go up north, I see people in waist-deep water fishing. There's a Croc sign right next to them. No way would I do that. A lot of the time, Croc attacks are on locals that just get complacent. You know, people think, oh, I haven't seen a crocodile here in all my years of living in this town. Mustn't be any in this river system. That's not how Crocs work. They move around, they change places. So there's no way of knowing if a river system is free of crocodiles. Who knows what's at the bottom of it, especially if the water is super, super murky. You're never going to know. So it's much safer to just stick to pools and use a bit of common sense with Crocs if you go up that way. If we just think smart about Crocs and use a bit of common sense, give them some respect and space that they deserve, no reason that humans and crocodiles can't get along together. It's actually really easy to do so. Just don't go in their home. Stay out of the water. Easy as that. All right, girl, we might leave you to it. So we're done with the Crocs for today. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We are going to get our handler reptiles out for anyone that missed out this morning. If you want to have a hold of a python or a pat of a little alligator, yeah, head down to those picnic tables and we'll bring them down shortly.
Okay, excellent.
Have a good
Thank
rest
you.
of the day, guys. Thank you.
Are you going to hold the snake?
Yeah, I sure
I'm
am.
not holding no snake.
The snakes are always cool.
Well, the emus.
Emus.
I'm gonna have a coffee somewhere.
Yeah.
Should I have a coffee then? They're gonna bring the reptiles anyway.
Well, I'll go there. I'll just leave this here.
No. Buck chicken. Buck chicken. Oops, nearly dropped it.
Yes. Hey guys. You want to hold this little guy? Oh, very good. Trust me, I know. The shell says trust me, it's got a snake on it. Okay, so do you want to feel this snake first? Feel this skin. Sway. So this way. Thank you.
Have they got a mat yet?
There's one over there.
Okay.
One over there. He's got him out.
Oh, he's got them out already.
Yeah.
Well, you wanna?
Any coffee in this one?
Little kiss on the cheek. Okay, fucking do. Looks like she's.
He's got him wrapped around him, look.
I definitely want to have a go.
You do.
Yeah.
You're holding one of Australia's best, aren't you?
Over there. Over there.
I'll wait until they're finished.
Look. He's got a nice bottom. Wipe the lemon, one of the partners shit on it stinks.
Yeah.
Is it? You reckon I should go and touch it?
Yeah, come on.
I can't touch it.
You're gonna have to hold this while I hold it too.
What?
The all the people. Oh,
It's raining there, that's why I didn't go there.
yeah.
Yeah, let me hold the camera for you.
Don't move away.
Mine. Rain. Stuff you like. I like rain.
There you go and give the snake a kiss.
Where you going?
I got this thing. I'll put him on your shoulder.
So cute. Yeah. Is it? Just put your palm under.
He's looking at me, see?
Oh, he's gonna
No,
go off.
she's gonna go wherever she wants.
See, snakes loves me.
Where's it going?
Oh, just there.
Going around the back. Oh, see? Seeing me.
Thank you. Just make sure you spray your hands again. Oh, I just rub my nose.
Right. I eat sandwiches.
Alright, which section do you want to go to?
Go on, circles.
Yeah.
Wants to get down on the
Should really
floor.
have a pat.
Me, Pat
Where are you
Snake.
going?
See?
It wants you.
I know he wants me. Snakes loves me.
Not up my shorts.
See, he wants me, eh?
Oh.
They love me somehow. Always chase me.
These things.
Yeah, snakes.
Not pythons. They're
Not
beautiful.
Come on, Mike.
Oh, cute.
They are.
Did you feel his scars?
Yeah. Beautiful.
He'll never
And I
know.
like
No.
how they're cool. Nice
No,
and
man.
cool.
He'll never know.
Oh yeah.
That's a little.
Oh yeah. What's the difference in his scales? Oh wow. Yeah, I thought that'd be rougher than that.
Is it rough?
No, not really.
So,
Try the side.
you'd like to just carry him?
Oh wow.
Pretty cool, hey?
Yeah.
Jamie's in top snake.
Oh, isn't that gorgeous?
Hey Jamie, I'm going to send Aaron down there to put the snake away.
Yeah, but imagine the big one. You patted the big one like that?
No. No.
How old is that one?
Only.
He's only about 18 months.
Oh.
Did it buy you?
Aaron's coming
Is
down
that the
with
little
Mike.
one bite you yet?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, cool. I'm in the snake house.
Snake it.
Oh, thanks for that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Are you going that way?
Where'd you put the snake, man?
No,
They're going back. What else have we haven't seen?
Let's go on over this way.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at you. Hello. Oh, I love these. Absolutely love them. G'day. Hello. Beautiful. Look how big you are. Hey? Were you coming over to say hello, were you? Hey?
Must be a coming movie star.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt.
You can hear us. Look at his ways turning his head. It's like, have you got food for me?
How you doing, Brad Pitt? What's going on, dude?
I don't have any crickets or cockroaches. That wasn't food.
No, that's a real feed.
See him looking? Because it's moving. I used to have bearded dragons. They're awesome. I love them. I so want to get another one. But you're huge. You're nearly as big. You're a little bit bigger than the first one I had. And their delicacy was cockroaches. And I used to feed them crickets and mealworms.
Oh, well, we have a good day.
Yeah. There was more, but I don't know where they all are. Yeah. It's still there. I wish I could catch a cricket. Ah. There you go. Hello. Are you going to let me pat? Hey?
Got a piece down.
Yeah, I know. You let me pet you? No?
Yesterday's video was great. Howdy.
Hello. Oh, all of a sudden getting a bad headache from that coffee. Got one sugar in it. I really need to go to the toilets.
Yeah, you go to the toilet when you go home.
Yeah, I don't think I can drink that coffee.
I don't want to. I don't want to. It might not be up.
I'll duck to the toilet.
You know, these things are snakes, but they have legs.
Nah, I'm not scared from them.
Hey, Dragon. He said, yeah, if I had no legs. Oh, he's a good guy. Hey, Dragon. I'm trying Dragon.
Actually, that's why the snakes are scared from me. That's why I run from snakes.
Because they want to chase you.
That's right.
They think that you're another. They're probably like, oh fuck, look at that snake. He's sexy as fuck. Let's get him.
Yeah, that's it. That's why I take off. As soon as I see a snake, I'm gone. I'm going to stand up on chairs.
Oh god.
Yeah, I'm that bad.
Yeah, that's alright, but that's alright. As long as you don't chop them.
No, I don't hit him.
Yeah.
I'll never kill a snake. I just run away.
Just run away. That's
Yep.
cool. Sweet, man. I like that.
But they do chase me though.
Do they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. I wonder what that is. I smell a bit.
Me.
Just you.
Yeah.
You. So, oh, fucking get him.
Alright guys, thank you.
Yes, mate. I'll see you later.
Oh yeah. Still here, look.
Yeah. Still think we got food. Oh. I so just feel really ill in the guts.
Milk.
Yeah, that milk and drop toilet.
Oh.
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 I was already feeling yucky in the gut as soon as I had a few sips of that coffee. And then I went in there with
Go on, let's get in the car and you're gonna shut this off or because it's gonna be run out of reception here.
yeah, I'll get in the car, have a smoke, and then we'll... Yeah,
been
see,
busy,
I knew I
haven't
shouldn't have fucking went for that coffee. I need some water, I think. Yeah.
Come on. Don't walk the car. The emu man.
He's going down there, one last little play with him. He's so cool.
For the emu.
I'd take him home with me.
Darren. It's nice, wet.
Oh, I've got 4 boys. You can't tell me different.
See you, thank you.
You're welcome, guys.
Check underneath the car, no snakes. What a day.
Oh, it's hot in here.
I'll put this one here.
Yeah.
It's gonna cut off as soon as I leave anyway.
I need to smoke before I drive off. Oh, God, I feel like I'm going to go over that fence in a second, though.
There, water.
No, it's not the water. It's the milk. I don't have full cream milk.
Not a full cream.
And I haven't eaten.
I was so fucking busy.
And then the toilets weren't helping.
What a drop toilet.
Mm-hmm.
In this day and age, they got drop toilets.
Yeah, there's drop toilets there.
Wow.
Sorry, guys, I'm not having a roll and smoke and try to settle my belly down. I should not have. I only took a few mouthfuls of that coffee because it's full cream milk. I'm not used to it anymore. That's probably why I done it at Mum's house that day.
Shit, I'm gonna go get a photo. I'm gonna get a passport photos.
Pardon me. Whew.
Post office. I need to go today. Look, 1 o'clock. We're gonna go home. Then we're gonna go back in town again.
Yeah, I know.
Do another live.
Shit. Oh, wow. I don't know what they're saying.
They're saying Melissa lost the brain cells. And she went to drop toilet. She didn't jump in. What is they saying?
I didn't even want to.
They're saying why Melissa didn't jump through the fence and go and feed the crocs.
I don't think so. Did you see how fucking quick he was?
Michael, run, duck, duck, duck. Warrior then. Wallaby Boost once said he wouldn't jump and feed the crocs.
He wouldn't.
He would, he reckons?
He would.
Yeah. So he's got the power hands up there, so I'm going in there, feed the crocs.
That's cool. So Steve Irwin with the Mwanda, Steve Irwin was the one that captured that and took him to the Australia Zoo.
Mm. It's a menace is a rude person, someone said.
Why?
I'm just really opposite.
Oh, are you? Michael and Mel are so sweet, a precious couple. Thank you, Baby Yaga. You're so cheeky, you are. See?
Hey.
Thanks, Mick and Melissa, and see you later, everyone. I'm gonna go have some lunch. Take care and see you soon. We love you. We love you too, Sarah.
Hey, let's go. Get it. We have to go.
Yeah, I'm going to have my smoke first, honey.
You feel sick in the gut, are you?
Yeah, I am. I'm probably going to pull over on the side of the road. That's why I'm trying to settle. Thank you, Andrew. We'll see you later. We'll end up stopping the stream to go home because it really badly buffers on Goodwood Road back from Childers into Bundy.
And we're going to do it live.
We don't know if we're doing a live. I don't know if I can live feed it or live stream it or record it and put it up. So I'm not sure yet. But it's about the live birth records. We'll go through that. So I'll be definitely coming back on for a little bit later on. Oh, Jamie's on. Southern Truth is on.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good. Gonna hang at Diego for a bit, but we'll watch for you. Okay, Multi. Born to be Alive, part 2. The meeting is at 6 p.m, Sarah, but I'm just not sure if I'm allowed to live stream or record it. If I can't live stream it, then I will be recording it, hopefully, fingers crossed, and then making it as a premiere. I'm only 2 hours into yesterday's video. Oh, hello, Cyber Controller. Okay, you too, Rip. Thank you for coming in. Did you all see the crocodiles and the koalas? See you soon, Freedom Fam. That was awesome. Oh, I love the snakes. Absolutely love the snakes.
Yeah.
The Eastern Taipan, oh wow.
Big.
Mm.
Big.
Now,
They will chase me fast.
Now, that taipan, you know the little one we had in our house? Eastern brown? Well, it actually looked like that taipan, but smaller.
Like I jump on the chair then, eh?
The Eastern taipan. Bye, Sarah.
Let's go.
I'm not finished yet, honey. Yeah, as soon as I had a couple of mouthfuls of that coffee, bang, straight up a headachy thing and really sick in the gut. Still here. Yeah, I'm just finishing my smoke, then I'm gonna... Actually, I'll start my car. See, I've got a push button start. Yeah, I didn't get to see too much though. There's turtles and everything in there. But oh well. Next time. How much was it? How much was it?
25 each.
So 25 each. So $50 for 2 adults. I wanted to hold the koala. Does what talk? What does talk? Huh? You wanted to take it home, Deborah? Yeah, it did, didn't he? I started to the bigger one when it was laying down. The ignition light. Oh, lol. It's actually red, but it's looking orange in the camera. But it's red because it suits my car. Because my car's red. I haven't seen the movie. Are you talking about, what was that movie called? What was it called? No. Mine's blank at the moment. Geez, well, I know not to have sugar in full cream milk because that's the second time that's done that to me. Yeah, I wanted to pat the kangaroo. I touched its leg, but then it moved its leg really quickly. So, I'll back off because them back legs, holy God.
They got like claws on.
Yeah.
They'll rip your gut.
Wobbly Boost, which movie are you talking about? I'm trying to think of the I think it's Knight Rider. My mum's got photos of us, me and my brother, me and my sister in the back of the Trans Am. I'm pretty sure it was the Knight Rider. Oh, Space Odyssey. I don't know. I'll cool my car down. Yeah, the talking car, yeah. Did that car come with push start or is that a mod you had done? It's a mod I had done, Jared. Okay guys, I'm going to end the stream now and start travelling back to Bundaberg. You can get near the animals, whereas here in the US they are all in enclosures and cages. Yeah. Do you have a live stream of protest that you are going to be at soon? Cyber Controller, yes, on the 14th of May I'll be live streaming the Brisbane Rally. Pardon me. Yeah, Kit. Probably. Thank you, Aussie Aussie. So I'll end the stream now and I will start back up later, okay, guys? Thank you for coming in, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing. I love the Crocs. That's the closest I've ever been to a crocodile.
I'm still laughing about that emu.
The emu with the guy. That was funny. I'm heading over to News. Oh, is News Australia on? Cool. Yeah, thank you, Cyber Controller. Thank you, Deborah. Okay, guys, I will stop the stream now and restart later on. So take care for now. Bye, guys. Oh, that's good, Sarah. Okay. Bye, guys.